I'ma just keep it real yet again. I'm on this app spreading my authenticity, my truth, and what I think and what I believe. If you are offended by my authenticity, get the fuck on. Find somebody else to listen to and find somebody else to look at. Because I'm not going to water down my truth, my real, my authenticity because you fragile as fuck. That's a you problem. Now have a blessed and abundant day. Look at the beach. Look at the water. Oh, and let me hit you with the no filter for this one. Peep my unk. Yeah, you see that citron? Found it myself. Peep my rings. See that citron? I found it myself. Made these myself. Go copy some.
Wow. These niggas gotta go.
Let me tell you.
Shalom. First thing and foremost, I'm going to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, the great millstone and Ruel. Peace and blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. Noise in this gospel abroad, lifting up the standard of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. Amen. This is why we tell you, brothers, man, the 2/3 of our people got to go. All right? The 2/3 of our people must go. And a big part of the 2/3 is you damn women, okay? Which this is not going to be a lesson predominantly about the woman, but just as our nation and collective, because Jake is into all types of weirdo shit, man. Clearly, this woman is embracing the theology of Egyptology, which Egyptology goes into the Queen of Heaven worship. You know, when you got the likings of Sarnetta, Polite, the guy, ex-guy by the name of Bobby Hemmett, Shaka Homos, as we call them, that indulges in this lifestyle of going back to Egypt. But if Egypt was so goddamn great, won't you take your black ass back to Egypt then, man? But it's all spiritual in retrospect because we are in modern day Egypt, and we understand that through the history, when you go into the book of Exodus, Jake gave Moses hell and hot water because for the simple fact they wasn't able to live off the dainties of Egypt anymore, man. Damn, dude, slump. They wasn't able to live off the trinkets of Egypt no more because in Egypt, you know, Jake had the fine flour, the silk, the cumin, the garlic, you know, everything that made Egypt great, just like in America. You know, this system of oppression, Jake has learned to fall in love with their captors, man. And Egypt gave Jake a place of comfortability. And this is why when we went into the wilderness, they was complaining hand over fist because, you know, they thought that Moses sent them out to the wilderness to die. Even when the Most High showed Jake miracle after miracle that he was with us. So fast forward today, this is what you call an Ankh, which she has some type of crystal. I don't know what type of crystal it looked like that can be, because I'm not really all that versed on the crystals or the you know, the opals and stuff like that, like certain brothers are. I know a little bit about them, but I mean certain brothers get into it a little bit more. But according to you know, certain theologies, that these particular rubies and crystals supposed to harness some type of energy, you know. But really, our power comes from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. But witches on the left hand side, they understand the methods of the crystals, and they can, you know, they use it to harness particular power and energy and conjure up spells. And clearly, she looked like she can be involved in witchcraft as well, because we know that Egyptology is nothing more but sorcery as well. Because you can see the Ankh there, which represents the Queen of Heaven. Okay, Tammuz and Osiris and Horus, which I believe they were lovers, if I'm not mistaken. And this is where you get that convoluted story of the virgin birth. It goes back into Egypt, man. All right, but if you pay attention to her, she has the Ankh on, she has the rubies, or the jewels, whatever the fuck you want to call it. And it looks like she has like a serpent on her what is that, her index finger, if I'm not mistaken. And Jake just fucking weird, man. Okay, and out of all this bitch is proud as all hell. And because you got a lot of simps that will back her up and say, oh yeah, queen, you and your energy, you and your light. She's completely in the dark, bro, because this is nothing light about this. Okay, this is weird. Shit is weird as hell. And Jake is in all types of shit outside of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Okay, here she got the long talons on. Okay, skin looks completely horrible. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like you can tell she has a bad diet, because I mean, clearly her skin is which this is not to try to, pull fun or anything like that, but Jake just threw, man. All right. But if you pay attention to it, it looked like that can be a serpent around this index finger or pinky, whatever the fucking finger. I think that's our index finger. Because you got the thumb, index, middle finger, you got the ring finger, and you got the pinky. Okay. And if you zoom in, it looks like there's some type of serpent which is connected to the ankh, or it looks like it's connected to it, or it may just be a separate piece. I don't know. But regardless of it, our people wicked and they need a reset button. Okay, because here she's talking all types of shit. Talking about, y'all man, my truth, I'm in this and that. But what truth are you in? You are in total darkness, man. And this is why the Most High did what he did to us in the first goddamn place, because you niggas are fucking wicked. All right? Bro, talking all this shit, man. Look at this.
Yet again, I'm on this app spreading my authenticity, my truth, and what I think and what I believe. If you are offended by my authenticity, get the fuck on. Find somebody else to listen to and find...
Yeah, well, I'm offended in you. I'm offended in you, okay, and your wickedness. Talking about your truth, your authenticity. Ain't nothing authentic about being a goddamn demon. And you look like a demon. Damn demon. And this is why the Most High is going to put 2/3 of you niggas to death. All right? Because there's a lot of men. Like when I checked this page out, there was a lot of simps. And of course, a lot of other black women that co-signed to the shit she was talking. But it's a lot of men, a lot of weirdos, a bunch of druggies. Them niggas with the dreads and shit that believe in black power and they believe that the black woman is God. You got a lot of these niggas around in our community that really believe the black woman is God. Talking about get the fuck on. But hey, you ain't gonna have that same energy once all hell break loose. All right? Somebody
else to look at. Because I'm not gonna water down my truth, my real, my authenticity because you fragile as fuck. That's a you problem. Now have a blessed and abundant day. Look at the beach. Look at the water. Oh, and let me hit you with the no filter for this one. Peep my unk. Yeah, you see that citron? Found it myself. Peep my rings. See that citron? I found it myself. Made these myself. Go cop you some.
Bitch got a pentagram on her and shit.
Let me tell you something. I'm going to just keep it real yet again.
Just a straight demon, bro. This is why the Lord's going to put 2/3 of you niggas to death. All right? And we going to call a spade a spade. And be offended in that. But this is the book of Ezekiel 2. And I'm going to start at verses 1. And it says, and he said unto me, Son of man, stand up upon thy feet, and I will speak unto thee. And the Spirit entered into me when he spake unto me and set me upon my feet. And I heard him that spake unto me. And he said unto me, Son of man, I send thee to the children of Israel, to a rebellious nation that have rebelled against me. They and their fathers have transgressed against me even unto this day. Okay, so he called them rebellious because our people are wise to do evil. Like the scriptures say, they are wise to do evil, but to do good, they have no knowledge. This is why we say, hey, call Dr. Umar, because Dr. Umar vouches for this type of behavior. Which a lot of this goes back into Egypt, into them, to Ham, the Hamites, man. This is why the Lord told us to not learn the ways of Egypt, and this is why we had to burn all the idols of them Hamites, man, because Jake was taking that shit with him, bro. Okay, the Lord knew what he was doing when he told us not to take us wives of this name. He was talking about these people here, and not necessarily her, because she's an Israelite, but talking about the idols of Egypt, man, because, hey, they was infested with demons, And I'm pretty sure she heard she was an Israelite, but 9 times out of 10, she probably even bucked up against it and say, nah, we ain't into that. Y'all don't know who y'all are. Well, you don't know who you are, sweetie. And it says here, and he said unto me, Son of man, I will send thee to the children of Israel, to a rebellious nation that have rebelled against me, and they and their fathers have transgressed against me even unto this very day. Okay, so when you look up the word rebel, all right, rebellious goes into the word, what is it called? Marad, which goes into to rebel, to revolt, rebellious against the Most High. All right. So when you go into the word rebellious, it goes into defiant, or showing a desire to resist authority, to control, or convention. Okay. So you better believe that Jake is in that spirit to this day, especially our women. Our women are totally rebellious, and they're rebellious because they think they can be. It's not the fact that they don't really know any better. Okay. They're just wicked and they do it because it's just what the hell they want to do. Because you can't tell Jake nothing. Like I was mentioning earlier in transit, our people can't be corrected without some type of repercussion coming from it. You know, I say, hey, bro, you need to pull up your pants. Hey, nigga want to shoot you over that. You know, he'll think that you're trying to disrespect him or usurp authority over him. But the white man told him to pull up his pants and then, hey, I'm sorry, sir. Like matter of fact, I went to the store Sunday, and you know, I went to the store several times. It's a Foot Locker store. Sometimes I just go in there and look, see what jogging suits they got, and sometimes I'll just go there to kill time if I'm not gonna buy nothing. And this is one Jake. He's been working there for as long as I can remember. And when I went in there, he was dealing with an Edomite, and they have what they call code switching. Okay, when code switching is basically when you pretty much become a chameleon and you try to adapt to the standards of other people, so therefore you don't get judged. And a lot of times we do it by default because we've grown up in this world. Okay, and this society teaches us that who we are as a people is not good enough. So oftentimes we have to adopt to the idioms of the other nations, like so-called white man. Your work, you know, you got to have some type of proper quote unquote etiquette, right? So he was dealing with this dude, and I looked at this man, and you can see it was fake as hell. But I'm looking at this dude, I'm like, this nigga done lost his mind. I'm like, this dude is really, really, you know, he's really code switching, acting like he's all proper and like he's so helpful. But when I go in there and there ain't nobody in the store, the nigga don't even speak to me, you know. Or if I'm looking for something where I go up to the counter, I literally gotta knock the nigga's I gotta literally tap the nigga on the shoulder to get his attention. You know, or if he is dealing with me, you know, he's talking to me like a nigga. But when it comes to Esau, oh yeah, you know, this just came in, sir, and I'm back in my mind. I'm like, look at this fucking nigga right here, bro. Jake is just all over the damn place, man. And this is what they do. You see? But it says here, going down to verses 4, it says, they are impudent children and stiff-hearted. Stiff-hearted meaning that they are rebellious. And no matter what you say or what you do, Jake ain't gonna listen to his own people. Okay, they gave Yahweh shit, man. Even they give his men shit to this day. And it says here, they are impudent and stiff-hearted, but I do send thee unto them, and thou shalt say unto them, thus says the Lord Yahweh, and they, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear, for they are a rebellious house, yet shall know that there have been a prophet among them. So when push come to shove and things start to happen, they're going to realize that the Most High have sent up men to rebuke them and to correct them for their wicked ways. Okay. This is the book of Deuteronomy 7. And I'm going to start at verses 3. It says, neither should thou make marriages with them. Thy daughter thou should not give it to his son, nor his daughter should thou take unto thy son. Now, this is not talking about, oh, you just can't deal with heathens, period. No, this is talking about a particular account as to why the Lord told us why we couldn't deal with the heathen. All right, but Jake wants to be in bed with these heathens, especially the tenants of Egypt. Okay, because Shorty's all unked up. She got 6-point pentagrams on her, the number 7 written on her. I mean, she just a big chakra of confusion, man. Because, you know, the black woman believes in that divine feminism bullshit. Oh, well, the divine feminist and, you know, we are chakras and, you know, the universe is God and she's the universe and he's this confusion. Everything but being Israelites because they don't want men to absorb authority over them. And it's all rebellious. And it says here, for they will turn away thy son from following me, that they may serve other gods. And this is what we're seeing. So will the anger of the Lord be kindled against you and destroy thee suddenly. But thus shall ye deal with them, and ye shall destroy their altars and break down their images and cut down their groves and burn their graven images with fire. All right. And this is why the Lord told us to destroy the idols of Egypt, man. OK, Ham, those Philistines, the Egyptians. He told us not to deal with Ham because they were detestable people, man. Like the brother sent the video yesterday of 2 Hamites basically eating a goddamn baboon. They eating baboons over there, bro. Baboon ass. But yet you Jakes want to be equated with Egypt so goddamn bad. And it says, for thou art a holy people until Yahweh thy power, the Lord thy power, have chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all the people that are upon the face of the earth. Okay, so this is why Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai told us to come back to the law, statutes, and commandments. And it says, the Lord did not set his love upon you, nor choose you because you were more in number than any people, for you were the fewest of all people, but because the Lord loved you, and because he will keep the oath which he had sworn unto your fathers. Have Yahweh brought you out of with a mighty hand, and redeemed you out of the house of the bondman, and from the hand of Pharaoh, king of Egypt, man. Okay, so we supposed to leave the tenants of Egypt alone. Even this Egypt, because right now we in modern day Egypt. You know? Deuteronomy 9, and I'm gonna start at verses 1. It says, Hear, O Israel, thou art passed over Jordan this day to go and to possess nations greater and mightier than thyself, cities great and fenced into heaven, a people great and tall, and the children of Acanims, whom thou knowest, of whom thou hast heard, and who can stand before the children of Anak. Okay, now when you go here to Anak, right? It goes to Anaquium, which means long-necked, a tribe of giants, descendants of Anak, which dwelled in southern Canaan, which I speculate, because you know the Egyptians were, and the Philistines, which were relatives, of course, because the men of stature, they thought they was actual giants, because these men were men of stature. But it says Anakite, or descendant of Anak, or Anakim. Okay. Now, when we go here, let's go to the, not the Hebrew Chaldee, let's go here. Anakite, southern Canaan. Let me do this. Let me do this real quick. Go to cross, not text commentaries. Let's look this up real quick. Yep. If it says here in the Bible, the children of Anak, known as Anakim, were descendants of Anak, a men who lived in the southern part of Canaan, near Hebron, where it was known as a race of giants. I mean, they were just men of stature. As we know, the Egyptians were men of stature. The Philistines, Hamites, right? It says the Anakim were known for their size and strength, which instilled fear in the Israelites, described in Numbers, the 13th chapter. And when you go into like the story of Goliath, even though Goliath was a Philistine, but it was of same notable stature. And let's look this up. Were the children of Anak Hamites? I'm pretty sure they were. Canaan and Ham. Because it says they dwell in southern Canaan. And the Canaanites, the Hamites, okay, because you had Mizraim, which is the Egyptians, and then you got Kawash, or Cush, which is the Ethiopians. You got the Philistines, okay, all Hamitic nations, so-called Africans today. And they do a lot of grotesque shit, man, you know. But anyway, going back here, it says, a great and tall, the children of Anakims, whom thou knowest, of whom thou hast heard, and say, who can stand before the children of Anak? But understand, therefore, this day, that the Lord thy power is he which goeth over before thee. As a consuming fire shall he destroy them, and he shall bring them down before thy face. So shalt thou drive them out and destroy them quickly, as the Lord hath said unto thee. But speak not thou in thy heart, after the Lord thy power hath cast them out before thee, saying, for my righteousness is of Yahweh. He hath brought me in to possess this land, but for the wickedness of these nations the Lord doth drive them out before thee. Not for thy righteousness or for uprightness of thy heart, dost thou goes to possess their land, but for the wickedness these nations, the Lord Yahweh will drive them out before thee, that he may perform the word which the Lord sware unto thy fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Okay? But when you go down here, verse 7, it says, remember and forget not how thou provokest the Lord thy power to wrath in the wilderness, from the day that thou was departed out of the land of Egypt, until ye came unto this place. Ye have been rebellious against Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And also Horeb ye provoked the Lord to wrath, so that the Lord was angry with you to have destroyed you, man. All right? So that's the point. Jacob always been rebellious and served other gods and came up against Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, man. And it's just the nature of these niggas. And this is why you can find these women, they're a dime a dozen like that. Okay? 2 Timothy 3, and she's proud as hell. 3:1, it says this, know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. It says, for men should be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy. And unholy means to be inseparate or to be unseparate. Holy means to be separate, okay? And Jake is unholy because they want to be conjoined to idols. This is why the Most High put us in this captivity in the first place, man. Because ain't no way in hell she's bugged out, bro. This is a reprobate right here. You know, she's into all types of seances and crystal fucking worship, all types of shit. So, hey, stay the hell away from her, man, for real. You know, stay away from her, because she'll probably put something in your fucking soup. Your eyes will wake up a whole different breed. But you got men that will worship this and say, oh, you a good queen. And you got men that's probably under a spell under her, because I guarantee you she's into some left-hand shit. You know, she just looks like it. And the crazy part about it is, outside of all this crazy shit, she wouldn't be half bad looking. But just the spirit on her makes her hideous. Okay? The skin, everything. She's just completely out of balance. And it says, for men should be lovers of them own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, without natural affection, truce breakers. Okay? It says boasters, proud as hell, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good, traitors, heady, high-minded, very high-minded, all right? Lovers of pleasures more than lovers of the Most High, having a form of godliness but denying the power thereof. From such turn away. So the Lord told us to run away from shit like this. You know? Don't give it your energy, man, and you got to condemn that. It says, for this sort are they which creep into houses and lead captive silly women, laden with sin, led away with diverse lusts, ever learning and never being able to come into the knowledge of the truth. Yeah, because like she mentioned, oh, my truth, my truth, my truth. You know, my truth. It ain't your truth, man, because you're not in truth. You know, she's probably into all types of orgies. You know, it's probably fucking playing with animals, all types of shit, man. So, yeah, brothers, be careful out here, all right? Be careful and, hey, keep your heads on a spiritual swivel, like I always like to say. But I want to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh. Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Lord's will, you were edified. To the next lesson. Shalom.
You something, I'ma just keep it real yet again. I'm on this app spreading my authenticity, my truth, and what I think and what I believe. If you are offended by my authenticity, get the fuck on. Find somebody else to listen to and find somebody else to look at. Because I'm not going to water down my truth, my real, my authenticity because you fragile as fuck. That's a you problem. Now have a blessed and abundant day. Look at the beach. Look at the water. Oh, and let me hit you with the no filter for this one. Peep my unk. Yeah, you see that citron? Found it myself. Peep my rings. See that citron? I found it myself. Made these myself. Go cop you some.